Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to another Studio Sunday. I'm still on the tail end of being sick, so my voice is still not 100%, but I'm really happy to be back. So today I think I'm going to paint this calendar page for February. Hey everyone, hey June. So this is my dog Luna, and it was actually her birthday yesterday. She turned 5, so I was like, you know what? Let's paint her. I think that would be really fitting. Hello, hello. Grace, Lovna, Iocoloro, hello, hello. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Hello everyone, Lucas and Shantana, hello, Bianca, hi, hi, hi. Okay, so I have this calendar and it's pretty cool. It's like watercolor paper for every month and it's blank. So I can paint my own calendar spread for every month. So this is the one I did for January in gouache, of course. This little rabbit. And I think each month I want it to sort of be on theme with what is going on in my life at that time. So for January, my sketchbook set came out with Etcher, and it had sort of a bunny rabbit theme. So that's what I did for the January spread. And then for the February spread, it's my dog's birthday month, so I'm gonna paint my dog Lou here. I actually sketched this weeks ago and I just never got around to actually painting it. And it's officially March, but you know what? Let's do it. Maybe we'll paint the March one next week. Hello everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful week. I'm gonna zoom you in. Boop, boop, boo. Here we go. What are you all up to? Are you drawing or painting at home? I don't have tea this week. I have some coffee. Hopefully the sound is okay. The sound levels. I'm still sort of playing with it every week, trying to get it perfect. Am I handsome enough? Is that what the pup's saying? Okay. I'm gonna put the reference on the screen. Let's see, it should be this one. Here we go. So this is a photo of my dog Luna that I chose to do, and I really love this photo of her. I think it's gonna be a tricky one to paint. A lot of the photos, she's all black, so a lot of photos is just like a black void with the whites of her eyes showing. This one shows like some variation in her fur, and I think it's gonna be a little more challenging to simplify, but that will be fun. Sound is good? Oh, good, okay. Oh, let me make sure I have the chat. Here we go. There, now I can see all of the chat. For some reason, YouTube, like when you open a live stream, it's automatically set to the top chat, not the live chat. So it only shows like a select few messages, and I want to see all of the messages. Okay. there we go. Now I can see everyone more in grace. Hello. Excited to see you paint your doggy. Hi, Misty. Hope you feel better. Gonna paint along with you. Oh, yay. That's so exciting. Layla, having to create my own mark making things for class using ink and charcoal. Very cool. Studying all. Been painting while watching your past live streams. They give me a lot of motivation. Oh, yay. Thank you, June. Okay. So I don't really have a plan going into this, but that could be fun for us. I don't know. So I did add a few extra colors to my little etcher palette. I ordered some more gouache colors, some ones I haven't tried before. I ordered, oh, there we go, Emily. Chinese orange, which I got up there. These were colors that people on Instagram recommended, so many people recommended this gray, Riku gray. Probably saying that wrong. We got Jaune Brilliant up here. This color just looked so cool to me, Peony. I'm trying Holbein's Pink. I've used their Brilliant Pink before. This one looks like a crazy Barbie pink. What else? Oh, I also ordered this Bellflower color, and a kind person on Instagram told me that it's actually the same pigments as their lilac. So yeah, it's the same as their lilac, but I did try them side by side, and the Bellflower is a little bit darker, so a little bit less of the titanium white. So that's interesting to know. But yeah, those are the new colors on the palette. I think the gray is going to be really handy for today's painting. Okay. I'm going to mute myself for 1 second. Hold on. Okay, I just had to cough a bit. I had to cough and blow my nose. It's very glamorous being sick. Okay. I've got my Craft Hamo brushes here. Let's see, trying to put off lesson plans and grading. Oh, Nora, just been finishing a large fruit still life. That's so fun. Zahira, hi Emily, done with box 1 and 2, and the third gouache box arrived yesterday. Yay! That's so exciting. That's the eye painting one. I hope you've been enjoying them. Oh, you know what I just realized? I forgot some water. I need water to paint with gouache. Okay, 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I got some water. I had my live stream set up already. but of course I missed something. Okay, there we go. Are you doing a calendar series? So yes, I've been doing these little calendar paintings. Well, I've done one of them. This was a little gouache painting I did for January. It's a really cute little watercolor paper calendar. I actually got it in a little gift box from Artex, the company Artex. They just sent me a really sweet like Christmas gift box of stuff, and one of the things was a little calendar. It was really, really sweet of them. Okay, so let's do a little underpainting here. So I want to keep stylization in mind for this painting. I want to have fun with color, and I know I want to add some confetti just to stay on the birthday theme. It was their birthday last night. Okay, so confetti will be added at the end. Trying to think what I want the underpainting color to be. I'm thinking a blue, maybe cobalt green pale. And a little light blue here. But I'm gonna need a lot of water. Greetings from Italy, love your art style, your channel is amazing. Thank you so much, Pandana. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so I've got a watercolor-like consistency here, and I think I'm just going to give myself sort of like an abstract background that can peek out from underneath. And I might add a little lilac. It's actually the bellflower blue. Sort of bringing this into the areas that are going to be more in shadow. I'm going to be painting over this, but it's always nice to have some fun color peeking out from below. Get sort of that scary white of the paper. Her little paw. I probably should have taped this down. Okay, I think that's fun. Happy birthday, Luna. Oh, thank you. That's so cool. Are you gonna paint animals only? No, I don't think so. I think that's just happened to be what I've done so far. I was thinking for March I might do a floral because I wanna get better at florals. But we'll see. Hi from Saudi Arabia. Hello. Thanks for joining us today. I really hope my sick voice isn't too terrible, guys. I thought I sounded a lot better, but now I'm not so sure. Okay, I'm gonna use the hair dryer on this, so I'm gonna mute for a second. Okay, I like that underpainting. I think that's very sweet. I'm gonna wipe this area on my palette. I'm kind of nervous about this one. I've sketched my dog Lou a lot, but I've actually never painted her, which seems like a crime. She's 5 and I've never painted her. What the heck? Okay. So yeah, I hope I can capture her essence here. All right, so what do I want to start with? I think I'm going to start with the darkest darks. Yes, okay. Just a sweet doggo. Yeah, she's a sweet little muffin. Hi Emily, I have a silly question. Were you scared to post your first YouTube video? So I wasn't really, because my first YouTube videos I fully intended for no one to see them. So I wasn't too scared because I was like, nobody's really gonna see these. And I just let myself get used to making videos, and I don't know, I just didn't worry too much. And then I feel like by the time people started actually watching, I was getting the hang of it a little bit more. I used to really struggle with filming my art process, almost like stage fright. Like I found it, like I was like, I paint better when the camera's not on because there's no eyes on me. But I knew that I just had to do it more and more, and then I'd get used to it. And I did. Still getting used to the live painting though. That's a little more scary. But just like with YouTube videos, I know the more I do it, the more I'll get used to it. So. Okay, so I just mixed a black mixture with ultramarine blue, burnt umber, and a little bit of Prussian blue. I've got my little etcher palette from my collaboration with them, and then I've just got my handy dandy gouache palette. Okay. Oh, I'm scared. I'm gonna bring my reference a little closer. And I'm okay with this being a little more watered down. We'll get thicker as we go. I'm wondering if I should zoom you guys in more. But I kind of like the palette being there, so. Hold on, just, there we go. Positioning my body. first dark marks are always kind of scary. And I'm not trying to copy the reference. I'm just trying to capture her, I don't know, her energy. And I'm gonna focus on stylization as well. She's got crazy ears, that girl. I'm gonna try and simplify what I see. You got this. Oh, thanks, North. What did I miss? So yeah, I'm painting this February calendar spread, a little late, but better late than never, of my dog Luna, because February is her birthday month. Yesterday was her birthday. So obviously she has to be the whole theme of the month. She deserves that. Okay, I don't need to get too specific. We just gotta work general to specific. Don't get caught up in unnecessary stuff. That's so cute. Happy birthday, Luna. Yeah, so last night we had some people over for her birthday, which was really fun. We had some people over, we did a fondue, which was really fun. If you ever want to mix things up, do something fun with a group of people, I suggest fondue. It's so much fun. And I think Lou just loved having all that attention. I think she knew that people were there for her. We gave her gifts and yeah, we spoiled her. We spoiled her. She had, we got her 2 new balls because that's her favorite. Her favorite thing in the world is a good ball. And she just got lots of attention and love. Okay. Getting slightly lighter with it, adding some of this light blue. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. I think that would be good. Here we go. Make sure we're focused. Oh, it's so small. I want to avoid using small brushes for as long as possible, so we can keep things nice and loose. Happy birthday, Luna. Thank you, Violet. Aw, thanks guys. That's so sweet. I wasn't sure if I was gonna put this paw in, but I think I gotta. Her legs are so short. Okay. I think I'm gonna tape this down just so it doesn't move too much on us. Painting a little doggy for the Patreon theme of the month. Kind of got busy this week, so I hope it's not too late. No, it's never too late. Yeah, our Patreon sketchbook prompt for February was dogs, which is very fitting. And I think we all just had a grand old time sketching dogs. But yeah, I always tell people don't worry about sending stuff in right on time. Heck, you could go back to an old prompt of ours if it sparked inspiration, and if you want to share it with us, always welcome. Okay. Gonna mute for 1 second. Okay. So, I want her snout to be the focal point, I think. I want it to come forward. So we can keep the rest of it pretty loose, I think. Okay, sorry, we're back. Ugh, I can't wait to not be sick anymore. All right. So I do want to remember to bring in this gray here. And I think it would be fun to play with some of the new colors I have. So I've got this peony color and I've got this pink. So, I think I'm gonna work on the ears and the bottom here and just try and keep it really loose and fresh, and then we'll bring more focus into the face, hopefully. Okay, I'm gonna try some of this peony color, this Holbein peony, to bring in a little warmth. Luna's all black, but in the sunlight you can see that she has a little bit of brown on her snout and on her ears. So it's a little warmer. Next painting, Luna with her fondue stick. Oh, her favorite thing in the world is cheese, and we did cheese fondue. So the whole house smelled like her favorite thing, pretty much. Can we also appreciate how perfect the calendar is? No overhanging days. I know, right? It's so satisfying. Okay. Whenever you don't see a lot of action going on, it's because I'm over in the mixing palette. Is Luna learning French yet? Not yet. Her French is limited, as is mine, but I am learning French. Yeah, she can't really talk to the French dogs. I'm really hoping not to get any paint smudges over here. Probably could have taped it off, but we're just gonna live recklessly, I think. I'm wondering if I... What do you think about that if I move the reference and then you guys can see the mixing palette? I feel like that's better. Maybe? Move that back down. So I've noticed that this Holbein pink is a cooler pink than this is Holbein Brilliant Pink. It's a little bit warmer. It's dirty, but you can kind of see that the Brilliant Pink is like a bright, warm pink, and then the pink is a bright, cool pink, sort of like a Barbie pink. It's nice to see your palette and how you mix colors. Okay, good. I thought that would be a little better. That way I'm not just doing stuff off screen. It's a little warmer over here, and then it's gonna get a little cooler over here. I think that's pretty fun. Maybe like a little ear curl over here. You may want to cover up the calendar portion of the paper in case your paint splatters or drops. I was thinking about that. You know what? Let me put like a little piece of paper there, or a sticky note. Let me see, I've got some sticky notes here. I actually think that is a great idea. Maybe like that. Yeah, there we go. I didn't do that last month, but And I was lucky. I didn't splatter or smudge, but it's gonna happen eventually, so might as well be safe. Hi Gunter, almost forgot this is now part of the schedule. Yes, I took 2 weeks off because I was really sick with the flu, but we're back now, and we've been starting at 1 Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m., whereas before I was starting at 12, but we're here. May look nice with a couple of drops splattered. I actually do like some splatters around, but I don't want it to be on the actual calendar part. So just gonna keep that right there. But I agree, I'm all for splatters and little marks. That's why I love doing this loose underpainting. Thank you for including everything on the screen. Yeah, I think the palette, the mixing palette in shot is good. I'm going to darken some moments that need to be a little darker. It's looking a lot more blue on camera. But I'll add a little more umber. Here we go. I think it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge to simplify her crazy ear fur. Oh, I should have chose a photo after a haircut maybe. She's got like a bob cut. But I do like when she's got the crazy wild curls. Okay, so this ear is a little cooler. I'm gonna bring in a little more teal. That's a lot of teal. Mix it into here. Maybe try some of this gray. Beautiful sort of greeny gray. I haven't painted a lot of black furred animals. Gonna try and keep it loose. let's see. The palette is gorgeous right now. Yeah, we got some blues and purples. Gunter, I don't know if I can ask this. You can ask anything, but is there any chance you can teach us, especially me, about brushwork? Because I always lose likeness when I paint. What are you mixing your paints on? That's another question. Okay, so for brushwork, I don't know, I really try and focus on each stroke being like a puzzle piece, building up the image. When I was not starting out in painting, but when I was a younger artist, I would do a lot of brush strokes just for the sake of doing brush strokes, just for the sake of like the act of painting, and I wasn't really thinking about every brush stroke. And I think my painting started to improve once I started to really think about brush stroke economy, which is, you know, using the least amount of brush strokes to create the desired outcome. And that really, it just really helps you create. Sorry, my voice. 1 second, guys. Okay, thanks for bearing with me while I'm sick. It just really helps you to create a painting that is not so messy looking, that looks more structured, more intentional. Yeah, that's what I would say is intentional brush strokes. And what are you mixing your paints on? Yes, so this is a Red Grass Everlasting Wet palette. I have a link down below in the description. It's an affiliate link, so I get a tiny kickback if if you purchase through that link, but it's just got a wet sponge and a piece of palette paper. And I just enjoy mixing gouache on it because I like to mix as I go. And I like to keep all of my puddles activated rather than drying out on the palette and having to add a bunch more water and then losing the opacity, if that makes sense. Yeah, but as I was talking about the brushwork, sometimes I do get distracted and I do start placing brushstrokes without purpose. I think everybody can slip into that sometimes, but I just try and catch myself when I do it so that I can come back in, think about what I'm doing, maybe take a step back. It helps. It helps. And with brushwork, I always try and work general to specific, so larger shapes to smaller shapes. As much as possible. Okay. If I get quiet, it's just because I'm focusing. I also don't want to talk too much and lose my voice. I see a big bluey, a big blue chunk right here on the tip of her nose. This is the stage in a painting where it looks kind of jumbled and crazy, because we're just building it up like a puzzle. Might get in her big harness here. And I'm just using a 1/2-inch flat brush. We've got a very bluey, purpley palette going on so far. I don't mind it, but I do think it would be nice to add some warm pops here and there. So in her collar and a little bit on her snout and maybe a little hint of the background. But I want to be careful because I don't want to get things muddy. SL Doodles. Ooh, brushstroke economy is such a useful concept. I always go over the edges to make them disappear. I'll have to try and remember that. Yeah, it's nice to keep some hard edges and some soft edges. If everything's soft, then there isn't really a place for the eye to land on because it's all just sort of like a soft image. But when you have some softness and then some areas of harder edges, then our eyes really like looking at the areas with the harder edges. I say that and all of my edges are hard right now. I do really like hard edges in my work, but I am gonna try and soften some of it. Have an appointment at 2. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for joining us, North. The replay will be available on my channel to watch later if you want. Gunter says, did you ever make use of the Zorn palette in your art? So I've used the Zorn palette with additions, like with other colors as well, but I haven't used strictly the Zorn palette, but I would love to make a video on it at some point. I love his work. One of my favorite art books I have is my Zorn book. I love the painting of the woman reading the newspaper. Pretty sure he used the Zorn palette for that one, and it's just stunning. Okay. Might get into the face a little bit more. Make use of this Rikyuu Gray. Probably saying that wrong. That's what my art teachers challenge us to do at school as well. I have a teacher who is a big fan of tiling, like you'd say. Yeah, I'm a tiler, aren't I? I love tiling my brush strokes. I really like this gray. It's got sort of a greenish tint to it. It's really lovely. Trying to use some of it straight from the tube, which I don't often do, but I really like this color. Can anyone, sorry for my voice, guys. Gunter says, can anyone please explain what hard and soft edges are? I feel lost. Yeah, no problem. So hard edges are like the edges between two strokes of paint. So like right here, this ear, this is a very hard edge. And then a soft edge would be like the edges you see on my palette where the colors are very blended together. That would be a soft edge versus a hard edge. I hope that makes sense. And our eyes are really drawn to those hard edges because there's a lot of contrast. Good night, Grace. Thanks for joining us. I should have made some tea for my throat before this. Oh well. I feel like I'm starting to see Luna in the painting. She's starting to pop forward a little bit. It still looks pretty abstract, pretty cubist. Is this the little birthday girl that you talked about during the last live? Yes, this is Luna. Her birthday was last night, or it was yesterday, but we celebrated last night. So she gets the painting for the February calendar spread. My little girl is 5. Gunter says, oh, okay, thanks. And you'll obviously show the examples for the rest of the stream. I'll try to remember to show examples. I do tend to do a lot more harder edges than softer edges. I think that's just my style. But I do find that, so even right here, right now, I'm sort of blending this stroke into this blue on the forehead, and that's making it a softer transition. I use the word transition a lot when describing my painting. Like the transition between one brushstroke next to the other. I'll try and explain more as I go. Asaya, or Asaea, says, hi, it's my first time watching you live. Hello, thank you for joining us for a Studio Sunday stream. I'm gonna try and do a little live stream every Sunday. And so far it's been so fun and so lovely to just hang out and paint or sketch and chat with you guys. Also, I do want to say, if I miss anybody's chat, I'm so sorry, and feel free to send it again. There is a bit of a delay, so it will take me a little bit, but if clearly I've missed your chat or your question, feel free to please send it again, because sometimes they slip by me. So when I want my brush strokes to be looser, I hold the brush further back, and then when I want to be more specific and more, I guess, focused, more precise, there's the word, Emily, precise, I hold it more on the ferrule of the brush. But right now, like around the ears, around the face, I really want to keep things loose. So I'll hold the brush further back. And that really helps, I find. So here on this ear, I want this edge to be sharp or hard, but I want it to be softer up here. So I'm gonna try and soften it a little bit. A little more lilac. And just sort of blending that edge. So you can see up here it's a little softer, and then here, bam, that's a sharp, hard edge. And usually when I want softer edges, I will work more wet on wet, so not letting the paint dry so much. And then when I want hard edges, I'll let the paint dry before laying down my next color. And I don't do a lot of wet on wet blending, because I find that it can start to look a little messy, a little muddy. And for my style, I like to have that more blocky, tiley look. But sometimes it's nice to have those softer edges. Really squinting at my reference here to try and simplify those crazy ears. Oh. Fire trucks driving by, guys. Hopefully that's not too loud. We also sometimes have snowplows that go by, and they are really loud. I think it's a Quebec thing or a Montreal thing, because I don't remember snowplows being very loud back in Toronto, but here they have sort of a siren. It's not quite a siren, it's more of like I've never heard anything like it. I guess it is like a siren, but it's a very unique sound, and I'm getting used to it, but it is very loud, and I think it's a safety thing, so people get out of the way of the snowplow. But boy, is it loud. If anybody else lives in Quebec or Montreal, I don't know if it's all of Quebec, but you know the snowplow sound I'm talking about. And maybe they're like that elsewhere, but I just don't remember it. Don't remember it being so loud. I hope that people that don't catch these live streams, I hope they still enjoy watching them back, like watching the videos back of the lives. I kind of wish YouTube didn't put them in their own tab. I wish they just went into the video section on my channel, because I do wonder if some people don't know that the recordings are there. I think I want to make her nose a little bit bigger. And I do want to get her eyes in because she's looking pretty pretty crazy with those blank eyes. Oh neat, Montreal mentioned I am about half an hour away on the Ontario side. Oh cool. Very cool. Yeah, I just moved to Montreal in November from Ontario. And it's pretty cool how different some things are here. But I'm loving it. I can't wait for the summer here. Okay. I think I'm going to, with a slightly damp brush, soften this edge right here. I like that. I'm also going to soften down here. I used to never do this, you know, going back in with a wet brush to soften things. Because I think it can very quickly mess up a gouache painting. But I'm starting to do it a little bit more, but still being conservative with it. If you weren't here earlier in the stream, I'm trying some new gouache colors, namely this Riku Gray from Holbein that I really like, and what else? I've got this peony color. Oops, here we go. This cool pink. I also added Chinese orange to my palette, but I don't think we're going to be using this a ton today. And also Jaune Brilliant. So we'll see. I might do a few pops of this towards the end, but I'm gonna hold off for a little bit so we don't get muddy. And I haven't even added white to my palette yet. I'm gonna hold off for as long as possible before using white. All the shades of bluey grays up here. Let's see what we have here. The Making Sky. Hi Emily, watching you paint feels so therapeutic. Currently knitting on my red triangle scarf to finish just in time for spring. Hi Sky, thank you for joining. I love watching your videos, by the way. So yeah, thanks for joining us. I haven't knitted in so long and I really miss it. I really miss it. I gotta get back to it. Okay. I think I want to sort of soften and blend a dark area here. I think it'll help the face pop out more. Do you have any tips for using Holbein artist gouache as opposed to their acrylic gouache? That's a good question. I'd say if you want the experience to be a little bit more like acrylic gouache, then really make sure to let your paint dry on the paper before going back in with more brush strokes and more colors, because it can get pretty swampy, pretty muddy. I'd say the biggest thing is to really get used to controlling the amount of water you use, because with traditional gouache, if you use too much water, it can just get very like murky, messy, swampy, all those words. So you want your paint to be just wet enough that it spreads across the paper without leaving like dry brush marks, but not so wet that it's super transparent. At least at this stage in the painting. When you're starting, you can use it super watered down like watercolor, but I wouldn't want to use very watered down gouache on top of what I have here, because it would just be a mess. Trying to figure out how I want to paint this ear, because I want to simplify it, but how do I want to do that is the question. I want it to be loose but not messy. So that's the delicate balance we're trying to strike here. Okay, I think I want to get in those eyes, and I do want to make her nose bigger. I am going to mute for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So, I do want to work on those eyes. I'm gonna make that nose a little bit bigger. Let's see, Sadie, hi Emily, love your painting content and collabs like Craft Demo. Do you think you'll bring back the mini palette and color guide that recently sold out? Yeah, so the Etcher sketchbook and palette box set. It came with this little palette and a little gouache color mixing guide. So I don't know about that. That would be up to Etcher, and it was a limited edition run, so I don't know if that will be coming back. I can't really speak on that. There's a chance that it might not. I'm so sorry, but yes, if it does, I will shout it from the rooftops. Okay, so I think I'm gonna actually go into some smaller brushes finally. I want to make this nose a little bigger, so we got our dark mix here. Add a little more paint. I do like how this painting's coming together. This sort of stylized version of Luna we've got here. I like it. I hope you guys are all having a lovely day or night. I'm curious to know if you guys have any pets, if you've painted them before, sketched them or painted them. I sketch and paint so many dogs, so many cats. I painted my parents' dog, or my family dog, in oils last year or the year before. But I've never painted my own Luna before. Until today. First time won't be the last time. And we'll bring back in those highlights on the nose in a little bit. Okay. Blobbed that up a little bit. Don't really mind it though. Okay, so let's get in those eyes of hers. I mentioned it earlier, but in almost every photo I have of her, her eyes are just black with little crescent moons of white. She shows the whites of her eyes a lot, which is really funny, very expressive. But in this photo, she's not. And we're outside, it's very sunlit. So she's actually got a lot going on in those eyes, but we're gonna try and simplify it. And if you've watched me paint before, you know I love using brushes that are too big for the job. I might let that dry a little bit, and then we'll go into some lighter colors. Let's check the chat. Gail, I hope I'm saying that right. Gail says, I've drawn my cat with alcohol markers. Oh, I love that. I love alcohol markers for cats and dogs. I had a bunny who I loved to paint. Sadly, he passed away at 3. Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry for your loss. It's wonderful that you have those paintings of your friend. That's so hard. I had a bunny growing up. Love rabbits. Let's see. Huni Do Art, hello. Did I really just catch you live for the first time? This is so lovely. Hello, thank you for joining. Yes, Hyunjin. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's see, we've been live for an hour and a half. But I'll probably stream for at least another half hour. We'll see. We'll see. Mink Pod, do you find it difficult to find the likeness with a pet that you know so well, or is it much the same as with others? I think it's pretty much the same. I try not to think about it too much. I try not to get in my head about it too much and just, you know, make a good painting, make an interesting painting, and see what happens. I think some paintings, you know, it might be a good painting, but the likeness might not be fully there. In other paintings, the likeness might be there, but it's not maybe as successful in other ways. That's a good question. I don't know. I think I just like to not worry about it too much. I hope I'm sorry for the clearing of my throat. Hopefully next week I will be sounding back to normal. Hyuni Do Art, I love how you find so much color within the black fur. Thank you. I'm really trying to push the color here. I noticed that you're using the Holbein Iridori. I love that series. Yes, I'm finally trying some of the colors that I picked up. We got the Peony, the Rikyugray, also probably saying that wrong. I'm trying, this isn't from that series. We've got Jaune Brilliant and Chinese Orange, which probably won't be in this painting too much, but really loving this gray. This has been recommended to me by so many people, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Dennis the Menace, hello. Hi Emily, I haven't sketched or painted in a while, but I've been thinking that my dogs are a great subject to start with. I have 2 Chihuahuas. Wow, I love Chihuahuas. I think you're right. I think those are the best subjects you have around to get back into it. Even if you just, you know, grab a little sketchbook and just sketch those little guys throughout the day. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, you know? Just start. Just start and be kind to yourself. Oh, it's Gaël. It's French. Gaël. Oh, Gaël. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for correcting me. Always feel free to correct me if I mess up pronunciation. Let's see. Just trying to see if I missed any chats. Medi says, hi, I just tried painting a dog on Duralar and it's peeling off. Oh no. I've seen people paint on Duralar. Maybe it was acrylic gouache and not water soluble. That's interesting. I've painted on Duralar and similar surfaces. I actually want to do a few more explorations with it. I haven't tried acrylic gouache. I've used oils on it and it's been okay. That's so sad that it's peeling off. I'm so sorry. I wonder if it would happen no matter what with acrylic gouache, or if it's like a matter of how thick you paint. I don't know. I don't know. That's a bummer though. But it's fun to do explorations with different mediums and substrates or surfaces. Okay, Emily, we gotta get into these eyes. Enough beating around the bush. She's got the soulless gaze right now. So I'm gonna really squint at the reference. There's sort of some warmth towards the bottom and then sort of a cool reflection of the sky towards the top. Okay, so let's get a little mix going on. We have barely any warm colors in here. Let's add a little bit of that Chinese orange, because this might be one of the few places we can try it in this painting. I kind of don't mind the underpainting showing through there. It's pretty close to what the actual color is. So I might leave some of it, but we'll see. I do want to get a little bit of a better shape. Really popped the P on shape there. Shape. And I'm just gonna try and stay confident with my brush strokes here. Little bit of that peony color. I'm curious, can you guys hear the music? Am I just jamming out to this on my own? Or is it coming through for you guys too? Okay, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit before I come in with some lighter moments on those eyes. I want to darken this brow shape here. The music reminds me of background music from the first Captain America movie. Oh, interesting. Oh, we can hear it. Good. Cool jazz. Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, I love listening to jazz while I'm painting. So sometimes when I'm thinking about, you know, the next brush stroke, I'll just be sort of dancing along. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys can hear it too. Anybody watch the last episode of Night of the Seven Kingdoms? I watched it and I'm just sad it's over. I wish there was more. I wish they gave us more. Okay, I'm not really happy with these shapes I've got here, so I might just simplify it into one stroke like that. And I think I'll let that dry and I'll come back in and we'll work it a little bit with some different colors there. I was jamming myself until you asked. Great choice, thank you. Where's Aegon? Oh, please no spoil. Oh, I will not spoil, don't worry. It was so good. Did you read the books? I have read the books. Well, I'm on the last book. The last book that has been written, Dance of the Dragons. And I'm just going through it so slowly because I don't want to finish it. I don't want it to not be there anymore. It's like a comfort to always have that book to open up and read, or always have one of those books to open up and read. And let's be real, I don't think we're gonna get the next book, guys. So yeah, really don't want to finish that one. Yeah, don't worry, spoiler-free zone here. Waiting for season 2 will be so painful. Yeah. Yep. And I kind of don't care about the House of the Dragon series. I just don't care. The last season was so blah. I feel like there's good moments in this painting, but definitely not satisfied with it as a whole yet. I know I need to bring back in some highlights on the nose, which will help, and then we've got to bring in the highlights on those eyes. So let me get a smaller brush. I've got this 1/4 inch flat brush that I really like from my subscription box. I was supposed to go in with highlights, but I just immediately went into my dark mix because there was some shapes that were bugging me. This was not what I grabbed this small brush for, but here we are. We got a elbow here, doggy elbow. Okay. This is me thinking. Oh, hello. Hi, Lou. Lou just came in. You wanna go in your bed? I'm painting you, Lou. No, you wanna go back out? Come here, come in your bed. No? I've got the scary tripods. Hi. There she goes. She just went on her bed under my desk. I wish I could show her, but alas, I don't have the setup for that. Let's bring this sort of dark triangular shape here. Soften this edge a little bit. And then I see a little bit of warmth here. So many times when I'm painting, I plan to do something and then I get distracted with something else. All these tiny little moments that can help progress the painting. And I always want to put them down while I'm thinking about it before I forget. She's got some white furs on her chin. So good. What paint is it? Yeah, so this is artist gouache. I'm using a mix of different brands. I'm using a lot of Holbein artist gouache, but I also have some Winsor & Newton colors, and I've got some Shinhan colors, Turner colors. I'm not brand specific, but I'm not loyal to any brand, but I really love Holbein products. I really love Holbein paints. And right now I'm trying some new colors that I haven't tried yet. Okay. I see some warmth on this cheek here. I feel so blessed that she decided to join us. Luna, my dog. Got a little bit of this Chinese orange mixed in here. Okay, we'll let that dry and then we'll add we'll finally add those sky highlights, which will make it look a lot less scary. Kind of giving her sort of red eyes right now. Bum, 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 bum. I can add these highlights on the nose. Let's do that before I get distracted. Using this gray. From the Iridori set, the Holbein Iridori set. I don't have the full set. I cannot wait to no longer have this cough. What did I do? I got distracted again. I started doing her chin hairs. Okay. No, nose highlights, nose highlights. Everybody, say it with me now, nose highlights. Kind of had a little too much water on my brush, so now we gotta let that dry. But we can do this one. I haven't really captured her little like munchkin expression. She's got such a little munchkin face in this photo. Okay, I think we can go in with those eye highlights and she won't look so scary. George watched season 8 and rage quit Winds of Winter. Yeah. I love the lightness of Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Me too. I love it. I love Egg. Seven Kingdoms kind of got back the atmosphere that House of Dragons had completely lost, I feel. Totally. Yep. House of Dragons just didn't have the same feeling as the books or the original series. Probably curious about the result. Oh, Luna came in because she's curious about the result. She's like, you better not be messing up my portrait. I heard Holbein are great one day. Yes, they're really, really fantastic. I hope you can try some out one day. Which season of the Iridori could it be where I live? I can only buy them in sets. I don't know. I didn't really look at which ones are from which set. I just grabbed the Peony, the Rikyu Gray. Is this from... No, this one isn't from the set. That one's not from the set. What else did I get? Okay, so the only 3 colors I got from the Iridori collection is Bellflower, Rikyu Gray, and Peony. And just so you know, Bellflower is the same pigments as the Holbein Lilac. So if you already have Lilac, maybe don't get this one like I did. I do find the ratio is different. This one has a little more violet and less white. It's also Series A, so it's a little more affordable. I think the Lilac is Series B. But if you can only get sets, I don't know which sets these came from. Does it say? No, it doesn't say which season. Okay, I highlight. I highlight, I highlight. Can you guys believe I have no white on my palette? I'm using gray here, but haven't used white yet. Okay, let's see. Okay. I went into ultra concentration mode there. I'm noticing on camera it looks a lot more blue than it does in person. Soften that area there. And I need to sort of cut out the snout a little bit here. Making some adjustments to the nose area. Really trying to squint. I do need to knock down a lot of the reddy oranginess in the eyes. Let's check on the chat. This looks incredible. Hope you're feeling better. Thank you for continuing to share your work with us. Oh, thank you, Miss Petite. That's so sweet. Thank you for watching this live stream and my videos. I really appreciate it. The summer set is the most well-rounded one. The downside is that instead of 2 colors, there is a white and a black. Oh, that's a bummer. The autumn set is the most warm, while the winter set has 3 browns in it. Interesting. I wonder which one this gray is in, if this is in the winter set, because I'm loving this gray. I recommend. Whoa, my tum just grumbled. It's like lunchtime. Hopefully it didn't pick up on the mic. Luna is sleeping under the desk. I think I need to, when I'm done, circle her birthday. It's the 28th of February. I need to put like a little heart or something. I do believe the Rikyu is in the winter set. That makes sense. That makes sense. I love it so far. I know, such a bummer they do white and black. Thanks, Emily, for showing the colors up close. No problem. I do have, I have my focus mode set to down here, so I can't like get close to the camera because it just gets out of focus. I want to bump up the sort of bluey, turquoisey-ness on the tip of the nose. My mixing palette is such a gray mess. There. Bring this into the eyes a little bit. Maybe up there. I like having a few little pops of this cobalt green pale mix. Okay. So I'm thinking, what's the next thing we can do to get this painting closer to where I want it to be? And I think I want to bring in some of the lightness on this snout. I think it'll help it pop forward, come forward a little bit. And there is like a teeny bit of warmth around here, so I do kind of want to bring in some warm colors. Let's start with just a little chin fur here. Little white chin furs. Kind of made that mark a little too big, but oh well, we can go back later. I don't want too many just like little dots, little marks down here, so I really need to focus on simplifying it. I'm still just using a neutral gray. I'm not using white on my palette yet. Bring up this highlight on the nose. Squinting at my reference. Okay. Bring this on top of the head. will bring out some whiskers, but I think I want to soften this ear a little bit first. Okay, I'm gonna take a slightly damp brush and I want to just soften this ear in a few places. Right there. Don't want to do too many strokes. And I'm just gonna suggest that this is paw without getting too much into paw. Okay, make this a little bit darker. Sorry for not talking too much. SL Doodle says, thank you, I'll check out the winter set. Always fun finding new colors. I've been loving the lavender that came with the paint boxes. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, I use lavender all the time. Looks really good, thank you. The little white chin furs are where the luck is stored. That's true, that's true. That's so funny. Death Knell, hi Emily, are you feeling better? I know you've been sick for a while. Thank you. Yeah, I'm feeling better. I still sound sick, but I don't have all the brain fog anymore. Just, yeah, still got a cough. Might take a while, but I'm definitely feeling better. Thank you so much. Dogs and jazz go together like PB&J. Amen. Amen to that. I agree. I agree. It's the point in the painting where I'm just really jumping around all over the place. Okay. I'm gonna try and knock down some of this red in the eyes. Okay, so I think I need to bring back in some of the darkest darks. And I want to get a little more information down in her harness collar area. And I also want to bring in a few moments of warmth. Wow, okay. Sort of sketching out where her collar is here. I'll keep it very simplified, but I want a little more information, a little more visual information down here so that we know what we're looking at. I'm gonna mute you guys for a second. Okay. She's perfect. Great birthday gift for Luna. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's February's Luna month. If anybody missed it, yesterday was Luna's birthday, and we did a little fondue night. Okay. Okay, so this collar. Bringing in some yellow ochre. I'm gonna mix it with lilac. Don't know if I'm gonna quite finish this painting, but it's pretty much there. And I can't forget, I need to add some confetti to the painting. I kind of squished this area a little bit, so it's not super accurate. But we can just hint at it. That's all we can do. It just needs to make enough sense. Just enough sense that people don't ask too many questions. I don't know what I mean by that. Oops, dropped my brush. I guess we just want people to look at this and be like, oh, she's wearing a collar and a harness. I do like that these other colors, these warm colors, are sort of bringing some dimension to the painting. Keep it loose and suggestive down there. I got distracted with something I want to fix up here. want to get in this little name tag. Fancy says, Emily, hi, I love your painting style. Do you only paint with gouache or do you use oils too? So I do use gouache a lot, but I paint with oils too. I love oils. And I've been getting into watercolor as well. So I'm kind of all over the place, but I do really love gouache. I use acrylic gouache sometimes too. And thank you so much for saying you like my painting style. And thank you for joining us. What about acrylics? I do have acrylics. I used to paint with acrylics, but not so much anymore. I use acrylic gouache sometimes, but not so much acrylics. I keep them around because sometimes they can be nice to do underpaintings in acrylics before oils, which is not something I really ever do, but I keep them around in case I want to someday. But yeah, nothing against acrylics, it's just not a medium I use a whole lot. Bring back in these nostrils that I lost. Just bringing back some darks here. I'm gonna move this sticky note. I think I'm gonna be okay. Just because my sticky note lost its stickiness. I want to get in some of these ear curls. Bring back in that darkness there. Bring in some Chinese orange and some of this peony. Just having fun using these new colors. And might use this for just a couple like indications of these ear fur curls. This is the fun part. Okay. Okay, I think I'm happy with this. I think I'm gonna add a few little pops of this pink. Oops. This Holbein pink that I've just added to my palette. Because I've kind of used all of these new colors I've added to my palette in this painting, which is fun. Getting to try them out. And I just want to add like a few fun pops of color here and there. I don't know if I quite captured my Luna perfectly. I think she's got like a little bit more of a mischievous little face in this reference photo, but I see my Lou in here. Just trying to think of where else I want a little pop of color. And I'm going to take this Chinese orange and a few areas where I just want a little bit of this intense warmth to pop through. Okay, I think lastly I'm just gonna add some confetti because she's the birthday girl. Yeah, I might just use the same brush I have here, or do I want something smaller? Okay, I'm gonna use my number 2 round brush. And let's take, I think for the confetti, I want a little bit of this pink. And I might do a little bit of the teal. Yeah, okay, let's just do it. Add a few little I don't know, I was kind of thinking about adding this leaf green, but because it's not anywhere else in the painting, I don't think I will. I might do the Jean Brilliant, number 2 actually, right here. She did this entire painting without putting white on my palette. I just added gray. I added a light gray to this to lighten it a little bit, but yeah, let's see. You know what? I'm gonna add some leaf green confetti. I think it'll be fun. It'll be bright. So I'm actually looking at the live stream just so I can see the painting sort of zoomed out a little bit. Actually, I feel like I want a pop of it right there, but I want some of them to be sort of falling in front of her, and then some of them to be behind her. I don't know. I'm being so particular about where I place this. I think I want to add some lilac confetti for the final color. And you know what? I'm going to add a little bit of white, titanium white. Just to lighten the lilac. There we go. And I'm just gonna hint at a little ear curl here. It's not really in the picture, but I think it gives it a little something something. Oh, and I do want to add a little hint of a whisker over here. And then I think that's going to be it. Wet my brush a little bit. Okay, just ever so slightly. Cute, okay. Might darken it a little bit and then add one over here. Two over here. I lied. Okay, I think I'm happy with that for our little birthday painting of Luna. My first time painting my little girl, my little pup. I'm adding a few final highlights just to, yeah, I think that's good. All right, so I think that's me done with this painting for the February calendar page. That's my dog Luna there. Let me check the chat. Acrylics are hard to use because they dry so fast. That's why I prefer gouache. Yeah, I agree about that with acrylics. You can get a medium called acrylic retarder, and that slows down the drying time of acrylics. But I still just don't enjoy the feel of acrylics, and I don't love how shiny it looks when it's dry. Random internet user, hello, looks so good. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Hyuni do art. Oh, I just realized it's like honeydew. That's so cute. One day you will look at this video with such tender fondness, and that makes me a little emotional. Oh, you're gonna get me tearing up. Oh, I can't believe she's 5. I can't believe my girl's 5. Okay, yeah, true acrylics dry fast. I use them mostly for landscapes because I can get nice textures. True. And you can always use a stay wet palette like this red grass one I'm using, and that really helps keep them wet while you're mixing. Joanne says, oh, this looks stunning, Emily. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have you tried acrylic gouache? Yes, I have. There was a period of time where I liked it better than gouache, but I think gouache has won me over. Victoria says, hello everyone. Yay, the first time I managed to catch the stream, even though it's probably ending pretty soon. Yeah, I think we're at the end here, but thank you for catching it. The recording will be on the channel though, so if you want to rewatch this stream or any other Studio Sunday stream. And of course, my voice is a lot better now. Now that we're ending, my voice is a little bit better. So adorable and special. Love these Sunday streams. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, and Shantana. Thank you for joining. Dennis says, looks great. I like what you did with the colors in the background. Thank you. Just like a little birthday party, sprinkly vibe. Stunning. Thank you, SL Doodles. Miss Petite, do you think you'd consider painting a cat next time? I love animals. Oh, I would absolutely paint a cat. I don't know if it's gonna be the next stream, but I love painting cats, so there's a good chance that's coming up. The confetti is such a nice touch. It was so much fun to join the live. Thank you, SL Doodles. So I'm actually going to, before I let you go, there we go. Changing the focus mode on the camera so it's continuous, and now I can bring it a little closer. Is it perfect? No, but it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed painting on the stream with you guys. Thank you everyone who joined. So what should I paint for the March calendar spread? I can't believe it's March already. So here's January. I did the bunny rabbit to celebrate my etcher launch. February, Luna to celebrate her birthday month. And March, I don't think I have anything specific in my life for March, but I was thinking of maybe doing a floral painting or something, I don't know. Love those Sunday streams. Thank you, Emily. Would probably not have painted this evening if not with you. Oh, that's so lovely to hear that. Thank you for joining. It is perfect. Aw, thank you, thank you. Too kind, too kind. Hi from Australia. Hello. Across the pond. Hi from Canada. Would love to see you paint a tree frog. Never painted a tree frog. That could be fun. I love frogs. I'm gonna take this reference off the screen. There we go. All right, guys, I think that's it from me. I should go have some lunch, but thank you everyone who joined me, and yeah, I hope you had a nice time. I hope you have a lovely day or night wherever you are. And yeah, I'll see you next Sunday with another studio stream. Oop, there we go. Bye everyone. Thanks for joining. Look at the mess of this palette. Bye. Bye bye bye.